So at 23 years old, I have had 19 surgeries. Hello, beautiful people of YouTube. My name is Chella. I normally make horror gaming content and am a meme lord. I guess a meme lady. But I wanted to start a second channel so I could talk about my chronic illness and share my story and hopefully help somebody else who is also going through chronic illness to let them know that they aren't alone. Just a tiny bit about me before we get into the sad, depressing stuff. I am from Denver, Colorado, and I am 23 years old. Now to the depressing stuff. So at 23 years old, I have had 19 surgeries. Yes, you heard that right, 19 surgeries. 3 of which have been open surgeries, 9 of which have been venograms, which is like a vascular procedure. I'll explain that better in a different video. And the others have been pretty much unrelated surgeries that have just been all over the place. I've really struggled with my health since I was a baby. The first thing that really came about is I was born without a valve or a working sphincter muscle between my esophagus and my stomach. So for my entire life since infancy, I've had extreme acid reflux, and not just like regular GERD, which is already not fun, but extreme, to the point where I couldn't keep water or food down at any point. It would always flush back up and down multiple times. And through this process, it had started to completely destroy my esophagus. I have an array of GI issues. A couple of my surgeries have been on the GI related portion of stuff, along with the reflux and stuff like that. I have reoccurring hiatal hernias. I have esophageal dysmotility, or I'm not sure if that's how that's said, but I am losing the motility in my esophagus. A few months ago, I had completely lost the muscle strength, I guess, in my esophagus, and I wasn't able to eat or drink and had a really scary choking attack while I was eating something one day, and I didn't eat for a couple weeks because of that and had a surgery again. The biggest thing right now for me has been the GI issues. They've been crazy, and we are working on diagnosing all of that at the moment. But on top of the GI issues, I also have something that's called nutcracker syndrome. I'm just going to briefly explain it because I'll probably make an entire video about each of these different chronic illnesses and surgeries and how they've affected me. But just to briefly summarize what nutcracker syndrome is, for me, it was when my left kidney vein or renal vein was compressed between my aorta and an artery, like a nutcracker. And because of this, I wasn't getting proper blood flow to my kidney, but it was also flowing backwards into my heart and pooling up in other areas because the blood didn't have anywhere to go. For me, it pooled up in my pelvis and caused something that's called pelvic congestion syndrome. On top of all of that, I also have endometriosis, and that was diagnosed through surgery, so I for sure have a diagnosis of that. I also have polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS, and I get at least one very large cyst on my left ovary usually every single month that I rupture. And the pain of it rupturing usually sends me to the ER. It's some of the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life. It completely shuts me down. I can't even move when they're rupturing. The biggest one I've had so far was the size of a softball. All of that, and there's still more. My specialists, I have a lot of different specialists, but they're all trying to help find me a rheumatologist because we're trying to diagnose a connective tissue disorder that could have caused a lot of the things that have been going on with me throughout the years, especially with the esophageal motility issues. My GI specialist said that I was having a loss of collagen. It was like a loss of collagen or something in my esophagus, and they assume that I have a connective tissue disorder like EDS or Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. But it's really difficult to diagnose, so I'm trying to work with all my specialists and see if I can get into a rheumatologist. Unfortunately, most of the rheumatologists in my area are booked out and not seeing new patients for like a year, or they don't accept my insurance. So we're trying to work around that right now. But that's a bit about my chronic illnesses. They affect me every single day of my life. I don't go a single day where I don't have some sort of pain or some sorts of symptoms. Now, on some days, it's a little bit better and I can do things like what I'm doing now, sitting down and talking to you guys and sharing my story a bit. And I've been recording some gaming videos today too. I try to knock out as much filming as I can when I'm having a good day and as many things as I can, which sometimes can bring about a flare-up, unfortunately, but I like to try to get things done while I can. However, on my flare-up days, depending on what's flaring up, I can be completely bedridden. I can't get out of bed. It's very difficult for me to go walk to the bathroom, and it's painful. I do, but it's not a good time. I go to the ER more often than I probably should, or than anyone probably should, because the pain just gets like way too much to handle, and I don't respond well to even prescription pain meds anymore. So I do have to go into the hospital a lot for that and for various other reasons, but my illnesses greatly affect my life in every single way. But at the same time, they're not me. My illnesses are a very big part of me, and they've shaped me into the person that I am today. They affect me in so many ways, and it's an incredible challenge. But I am not my illness. I am not my disability. I am not my shortcomings that are caused by my disabilities. I am a weird mother. Anyways, I just wanted to hop on here, make my first video on the second channel. Please let me know if you guys have any questions on what you would like to see in the next video. On one of my next videos, I'm probably gonna go through each illness and how it's affected me. Just make like separate videos for each illness, share some of my surgery stories, some of my hospital horror stories and medical mystery nonsense, and try to add some humor in there when I can, because dark stuff like this, you need to have some type of humor so you don't lose your absolute marbles. But anyways, if any of you are into gaming and want to watch me get jump scared and punish myself by eating spicy things, please go check out my main channel at Demonautica. I'll link that down in the description, and it should be linked to this channel as well if you want to check that out. Otherwise, please like and subscribe if you want to stay on this journey with me and learn more about my illnesses. I really want to advocate for other people with illnesses. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!